And in the beginning, there was the Word. The Word was created by sound. Sound can be felt through the air. Waves and particles, they say. From nothing came everything. And from everything returns to nothing. So from where do I perceive? From where do I behold? My dearest, I am another you. Remember, from where you choose to perceive from is your reference point. That there is the beginning and the end. From where you choose to perceive from is the center of your reality, of your universe. From where you choose to perceive from. If we choose to perceive and behold from the center, there is no longer duality. One chooses duality because from the center there is no division, separation between up or down, left or right. Because from the center all things are beheld from all dimensions, all planes, all states of awareness. From where you just choose to perceive from, that is your choice. That is the constant that you have been seeking. From within, from the center, from where you choose to perceive from, that there is where you will find the answers you have been seeking for. The seeker becomes the finder within. Om needful. Greetings, one and all, to you, dear beholder, to my love divine, to you, dear wonderful creator, you beautiful beings. And to you, dear viewer, wherever you are and whenever you are, thank you for following your hearts, listening to your hearts, and joining us now in this present moment with Brother Otka in Chile, and Brother Sergi in London, and I, the avatar known as Tao Chi Kai. Om Nidafu. So we was meant to end these online qigong sessions, but I felt that there were people who wanted to continue on, so here we are again. There is so much that I can show you. There is so much that you can get reacquainted with within your own being, because I always say there's nothing that I can teach you. All I can do is remind. I'm like a guide, you know. I guide you, I follow you, I accompany you within your own internal landscape. Because you, dear being, the character you believe yourself to be, is a figment of your own imagination. Because when this body of flesh and blood was first born into this universal womb that we call life, it had no concept of I. It had no concept of you or me. So whatever name or label that you identify with, that was not present when this body of flesh and blood arrived. But in time, certain sounds and tastes and environments, the people, the beings around you became familiar. And then one day, you hear something is said, a sound, and you turn, and that there could have been your name. It could have been a symbol that you familiarized yourself with, and that was when the character started to form, to become crystalline, to have structure, to have some kind of programming, the beginnings of a BIOS. Because our bodies are like biological machines, aren't they? These magical wonders. And you, dear beholder, you are the driver. What you truly are, if you really have a good and honest think about it, what you truly are, from where you perceive from, it has no body. Because I promise you, when you look into the mirror, you only see what you want to see. And this is very evident when we look out on the sunset. Imagine right now there's thousands of us standing on top of a cliff, side by side, looking yonder the horizon, and hark, the sun rises. We all are looking at the sun, are we not? But we all perceive it uniquely, differently. We also see this when we say, oh, what color do you think that is? Everyone points and agrees that it's green. But do we really know that what we are perceiving is green? We all have an idea of what green is, but we can't truly share what the idea is, because that perception, what we behold, is truly unique to us. But with this said, and what I've always said, we choose to be in duality. We choose to have these identities, these characters, so that we can interact with one another. Without the ego, we might as well be trees or rocks. And this is why I'm here. I'm here to help you, the ego, the character, to become more in harmony with the vehicle that you possess. Because for many of us, we forget this. And this is why we tend to become in states of suffering, where the character truly believes it is the villain or the victim. I'm here to remind you that there is no villains or victims. What we are wonderful beings playing in a beautiful theater, a comedy, a circus, a festival. If you are able to step back from your character and realize, whoa, at this present moment, the thing that I'm playing is this. Just be able to step back, or maybe rise above and look down. Yes, but what we're doing here now is to help you to look internally, to become aware from where you perceive from, because your point of reference is very important. If you believe yourself to be a victim, you shall play the character of victim. Is that true or not? Yes. If you believe yourself to be the hero, ooh, you're constantly trying to be like Superman, trying to fix things. And for many of us, as we all know, we can't really be the victim or the hero, because things are always changing, always fluxing. And we can really help ourselves if we start becoming aware from where we choose to perceive from. And if you can perceive as the beholder, as the witness, as a silent wisdom, things change. So let's use some tools, shall we? So this is your body, flesh and blood, yes. What really helps the ego is this. Let's start to watch our breath. When we say breath, let's watch this natural ebb and flow of the breath coming and going. Because this body that you possess, it does everything by itself. You are the rider indeed. Maybe you are the rider of the horse, but you are not the horse. Yes? But what can help you to get in touch with the body is to start watching the breath. So let's do this together, everyone. Let's start consciously watching the breath. Because whenever you are in everyday life or feeling anxiety or stress or worries, it's because I promise you, you have been subconsciously, without knowing, holding the breath. But what we're going to do now is bring the subconscious into the conscious. So in your own time, everybody, you're going to close the metaphorical door, and that means to not allow the breath to come and go. And all you're going to do is to watch, behold, internally, really feel how your body is reacting to you, the ego, not allowing the breath to come and go. In your own time, everybody, just hold it for as long as you can. Just close the door and watch. Watch how the body starts feeling very uneasy, because right now you are not allowing it to be natural. The body's natural tendency is just to hum, is to is to resonate, is to flux, is to vibrate, is to move, is to flow. And when the ego tries to stop this, the body feels very uneasy. And this is how we slowly start to degrade, start to become in disarray or diseased. Well done. And it felt good, isn't it? That brief moment when you allowed the breath to come and go freely, there was a brief sense of liberation. And that was a full body sensation. That there is helping you, the ego, to become a bit more humbled, to step off your pedestal, to come a bit further down into common ground, to ground yourself. And then once again, everybody, in your own time, close the door and watch. Just watch. Just watch. Watch how the breath wants to come or go. See how your body is reacting to this, to you being tyrannical. Just watch. Really feel how your body wants to convulse. This energy swirling around, because that is energy. And energy, what it wants to do is just to flow, unhampered, free-flowing. And the body ideally is like a medium, a doorway. And you, the ego, you are just beholding. That's it, hold it for as long as you can, and then when you're ready, in your own time, let go. Well done. And that felt good, isn't it? That slight, brief sense of liberation when you open the door and allow the breath to come and go freely, to allow your body to express itself freely. So now, in this next round, I'd like you all to really allow the body to move however it wants to move when you are closing the door and observing. It becomes easier to really allow the body to do what it wants to do when you're putting it in this kind of strain. So when you close the door, watch and just see how your body wants to move. Don't be ashamed. There's no judgments here. This is about being honest, about using honesty within yourself. So in your own time, close the door and watch. Watch. If your body wants to move, let it move. It's almost like right now you are holding yourself under the water. And we all know this in the beginning, it seems very tranquil. Even the most powerful egos might say and project the image that everything's fine, but I promise you, the more longer you hold the head down under the water, the ego must give into nature, because that animal, that horse that you ride, it wants to live. And you can only imagine if you push someone's head down, they will start trying to claw at your eyes, try to pry your fingers apart so that they can free themselves. That is what your body is trying to do. Really allow your body to express itself. Until finally you have to just let go, because the will to live, the will to blossom, the will to grow, nature's force is very powerful. You must concede. You must let go. There. That's it. And then, just then again, for a brief glimpse, you witnessed how it felt to let go. You felt how it was to be restricted. It's not nice, is it? To not allow the horse to move freely. The rider just always just hitting the horse to go faster or do more work. We must remember. And then again, everybody, in your own time, close the door and watch. Close the door and watch. Close the door and watch. Allow the body to move. There you go. Allow the body to move. And when you finally open the door, if there's a sound that needs to be made, let that sound come. Because that sound is everything. That sound is the thunderclap, the lightning, the applause. The sound is recognition. There, You see how the sound is very very embodying, because it comes from deep within. Good. Really acknowledging how it feels now, just to allow the body to freely express itself, and then again, everyone, in your own time, close the door and watch. Watch how it feels. How it feels to be tyrannical. Observe how it feels to be restricted. How it feels to be denied the freedom to freely express thyself. Behold and watch. Yes. And eventually you will start to feel that the body just wants to move. And it will move in such ways that are needed. No hampering of the ego. Ego only imagines. Body feels. Ego only imagines. Body feels. Body is in present. Ego is in intangible space. Body is present. Well done, everyone. So please, if you're lying down now while you're watching this, try to sit up. If you are unable to move now, please have some intention in your heart to really move. And I promise you, something within your being will stir. The embers will rekindle within you. And you will feel something happening and changing within. And now if you're sat up, everyone, stand up. Join me with Brother Otka and Brother Sergi now as we start to move the body in ways that may help you and guide you. So let's start by this. Let's just start walking. Start walking. Yes, start walking. And I want you to imagine now, yes? Ah, brother Eze is online now. Good, brother. So let's just walk it out, yeah, everyone, just walk it out. Yeah, so I mentioned in the beginning that, you know, when we were first born, we had no idea of who we were. You know, when we looked in the mirror as a child, we didn't see anything. Even scientists know this now. When you shine a light into a newborn baby's eyes, they cannot differentiate between light and dark. They do not differentiate between textures or colors. Even with that said, when a newborn child is born, all the sounds that can possibly be heard are heard all at the same time. They do not differentiate between different sounds. It's just that as we grow, as the character forms, we start having preferences, we start forming associations and connections. So right now, everyone, I just want you just to be aware of the way you're walking. Ask yourself, the way that I'm walking now, is it like any character that I once watched? Am I trying to imitate or reflect something that I had once seen? Because I'll be honest with you, when I was a child and I watched James Bond, it was a Timothy Dalton movie in the beginning when he came in from left of the view, coming in and with his gun up like this, and then doing this. Straight away, I started to simulate that. I started to walk around as if I was James Bond. I was not aware of it at the time. Some of us might start to simulate someone that we care about, or someone who's close to us, or someone we admire. We try to simulate them. But what's important is that when you are walking, or when you are within your own being, it's just to allow your body to express itself. If there's a stiffness, show that stiffness. Allow that stiffness to present itself. Don't try to mask it. By masking it, you're just creating more lies. Maybe you have a shoulder that feels a bit aching. Don't mask it. Don't mask that everything's fine. Show it. Reveal that there's something wrong with my shoulder. Then express it. There's nothing wrong with that. Because the truth will set you free. As we get older, we start building layers upon layers of things that we really should have just let go. So when you are walking now in everyday life, just remind yourself, oh, the way I'm walking right now, is it really honest? Is it really honest? Am I being honest within my being, or am I trying to project a lie? Because that's what it is. We call it bravado, isn't it? Some of us call it arrogance. But for me, it's just plain old simple lie. And as we all know, lies can become very toxic. So just walk in such a way where you really feel honest. That's it. Just walk in a way which feels honest. There we go. Because we are all wonderful beings, man. Jeez. I sometimes describe us as flowers in a field. If you look at a field of sunflowers, in the distance, it all looks yellow, isn't it? You can, as you get closer, you start seeing the individual flowers, and they all look rather similar. But I promise you, when you look at every individual flower, each flower is different. It's like us. There's nothing wrong with being different either. Nothing wrong with it. Why follow the herd? Just be honest within your own being. Now everybody, please start to introduce some movements. As you're walking, imagine your arms a bit heavier. Yeah. Imagine your arms a bit heavier. And just allow some of this swaying to take place. Really feel the momentum that is being created as you are walking. Yes. Also take note from where is the center of the being. Remember, we discussed this already. So just where the navel is the center of your being. Just where your navel is the center of your being. Imagine that's the center. And most, or if not all, the energy is coming from that point there. That's the focus point. Moving above towards where your heart is. Remember, allow the heart to open. Allow the heart to open. There's no shame. There's no fear. Many of us, when we have sat down for too long, we start to hunch down into our hearts. Our diaphragms are becoming restricted. So I would like to remind you, as you're walking like this, there is no fear. There is no judgment. Allow your heart to open. Moving up further still, going towards the shoulders, just remind yourself, let go of the weight. Let go of the burdens. Where we're going, we don't need to bring anything where we're going, because everything we need is right here. Let go of the weight. Allow your arms to feel heavy. Moving up further still towards the middle of your crown, the middle of your atlas, right where the pineal gland is. Some call it the middle eye. Allow the middle eye to relax. Some of us, our middle eye is too strong. The gaze that it has is very fierce, like an eagle's eye, or like an eye of someone who's very angry. Have some intention now to really soften the gaze of the middle eye. Allow the middle eye to become peaceful, to become all-beholding. Not too focusing, just all-encompassing, all-beholding. There we go. And as we do this, we start to recognize that we are like royalty, like sovereignty. For people who do not understand what the concept of sovereignty is, let me now explain to you. We are all sovereign beings, meaning that I take responsibility for my own actions. I am aware that my actions have consequences and reactions. I acknowledge that I am no greater or weaker than any other, that I am equal to all beings and all things, for I am aware that we are all interconnected. This here is sovereignty. Everyone a government upon themselves. There is no need for leaders or followers when everyone is sovereign. Like birds flying high in the sky together, but alone. I cannot fly for you, and you cannot fly for me. So there is no comparison. We are all different, but then yet we are all equal. This is acknowledgement. This makes us become sovereign. We are all sovereignty. So now, please, everyone, you have created this momentum. Let's now try facing each other, looking at one another. And then allow this momentum that you just created, let the energy slowly stop by itself, if you can. Just let it stop by itself. So what we have just done here is something that's very important that many of us forget. You will find that in life, when you stand up or you walk, many of us do not allow the movement to seek conclusion. We are already trying to do a different movement before the last movement has ended. And what happens is in time, the body becomes fragmented. I'll give you an example. When I'm sitting down like this, for many of us, we just kind of fall. We kind of shut off. But ideally, what you want to do is imagine your body as one piece. And I know I'm sitting down, but I also acknowledge that I'm inside a body, so I'm sitting in my own body. It just so happens that there's a chair there. I'm not becoming the chair. Likewise, when I stand up, I don't just follow my head, because many of us, we are already following somewhere else, and the body starts following the head, following the mind. No, I'm present within my own being. I'm still sat in my body. So when I stand up as one piece. I stand up as one piece. I don't think about left or right. I'm always coming from the center. I stand up as one piece. Another example of us not allowing our bodies to seek conclusion while we move is as thus. if I come up here and I try to stand up, if you feel that your body needs to do some kind of movement, allow it to happen. Because for many of us, our egos get involved. We stand up and we try to project an image that everything's fine, but really everything is not fine. So if you stand up and you feel the need that you need to hold on to something, be it so, allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. Eventually, when you start doing these movements that are very honest, your body starts adapting, and eventually there's no more lies. There's nothing to hide. Because I promise you, the way you're moving at the moment, there's still a lot of things that you're kind of hiding. It's not real honest yet. So throughout the session, everyone, every now and then, I might remind you to smile. And the reason why we smile, it's a gauge. Yes, we all know this. When we're angry, we put on a certain face, isn't it? But if you're doing a movement and you find it hard, smile and be very honest within that smile. The smile is like, we call it the Buddha smile, where it's not big, it's just like, just something, yeah? So when you do movement, smile. If it's not, just to humble your movements. Okay. So please everyone, just remind you, here's the middle dantian. Yes, let's find our saddle. Let's try to find the saddle of our being. So please, gently soften your knees and maybe allow your body just to settle, maybe 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters. Find the saddle of your being. The saddle of your being. Yeah, we're allowing our sacrum just to relax. Allowing the pelvis just to relax. Yes, find the saddle of your being. So that there is the lower dantian, the meeting between heaven and earth. Just above there, everyone, I'm going to remind you again, have the attention to open your heart. Open it. Don't force it open. Just have the intention to open it. Yes, and then likewise, the upper dantian, remember the middle of your cranium. Always allow your eyes to be horizontal, to be poised on the horizon. Always poised on the horizon. So this is me standing up with my knees locked. But what I do, I soften my knees and I imagine I'm sitting in my own being. I'm sitting in my own being. I'm not going to sit too low. Just sit in your own being. Sit in your own being. Okay, everyone? You found your own. Have a little bounce. Have a little bounce. Just a little bit. Have a little bounce. Allow your arms to become heavy. That's it. Allow your arms to become heavy. Well done. You can start shaking your arms like this, yeah? So arms with shaking like this. Shake it from the shoulders. What really helps is to open the heart while you're shaking. That's it. Good. Open the heart while you're shaking. Well done. And then now, briefly, from your hips, put one foot forward, shake the whole leg from the hip. Once again, swirling like this. Observing how the muscles wrap around the bones as you do this. Notice how the muscles wrap around the bones as you do this. Good. When you've had your fill, return it, bring the other one forward. Rattle it around from the hips, if you can, from the hips. Pay attention to your ankle, that you have not got your ankle locked. Let everything open. Let everything open. Shake it from the hips. Well done. And then now maybe from the side as well. Shake it from the hips. Shake it from the hips. Really observe how the muscles wrap around. Even though your eyes are open, use your middle eye. Remember, look inside. Really visualize the muscles wrapping around the bone. Return it. Other side. From the hips. Really feel how the muscles wrap around the bone. That's it. Visualize the muscles wrap around the bone. Well done. Returning back to the center. Everyone, please pay attention to your cranium. Relax that neck. Relax it. Relax the neck, but imagine you're atlas is poised on the horizon. It's almost like it's floating in water, or it's in no gravity or something like this. Relax the neck, yes, and gently, please, looking towards the left or right, doesn't matter. Look one way and then the other. Don't go too far. You'll find a spot that might be pulling. Don't go too far. Yes, and then now gently looking up, but don't go too far up. What you're doing here is you're calibrating. You're trying to register where the center of your cranium is. Move from the center of your cranium. Move from the center of your atlas, from the center of your head. Gently looking up, gently looking down. Don't force anything. Just gently, just gently. All the while, everyone, remember to open the heart. So now the shoulders will slightly go back. That's it. Really visualize where the center of your cranium is. Well done. And now one looking towards me if you can. With the eyes now. Yes, the cranium is poised to the horizon. With the eyes, please, slowly looking to one side. Do not move your head, looking to one side. And then looking towards the other side. Then looking up and looking down. And then if you can, look around a circle. Look around a circle. Look around a circle. Look around the circle, and then looking around the other way. Well done. See, if you practice what I'm showing you now with the center of your cranium in mind, it's going to slowly recalibrate where you believe left and right is and up and down is. Visualize where the center of your cranium is, and then gaze with your eyes looking round, and then round the other way. All different directions that are possible. Well done. And at this point now, if you want to loosen your tail again, loosen, have an image to loosen the bottom of your body, loosen down here. That's it. Whereas as we work up here, you'll find that things will change down here. When you work on your head, your neck, it will start changing those things down in your sacrum. So please again, be aware of where the center of your crown is. You're going to gently look towards one direction, and then you're going to continue on with the gaze. You're going to allow the eyes to continue on. Yes? You're going to turn a bit, and then continue looking with the eyes towards that direction. Good. And then you're going to look the other way, and then continue on looking with the eyes the other way. All the while, remember to open your heart. Returning to center. Slowly tilting your head up, then looking with your eyes to continue going that way. And then going back to the center, slowly tilting your head down, and then continue looking down like this. Become aware of your sacrum, everyone. As you do this, you start becoming aware that your tail wants to loosen. You'll notice, yeah, your tail will want to loosen. There. Return to center, and then again, in your own time, look one way. Continue on with the gaze, looking towards that direction. Going back towards the center. Remember where the center of the cranium is. Looking towards the other way. Continue on with the gaze. Recenter. Looking upwards, tilting the head, and then continue on with the gaze. Recenter your cranium. Gently tilting your head down, and then look down. Continue on with the gaze, looking down. And when you turn back to the center now, take your attention all the way down, back down to your spine, down to your tail, and loosen your tail. All the way back down and loosen the bottom. The reason why we do this is, here's the image. If you imagine, if you pull a dog's tail or a cat's tail, and humans, we have tails as well. If you pull that tail, the animal automatically looks at it. And for many of us, when we are sat down for a long while, we end up sitting on our tail. Some people sit directly on it like this, or sometimes the tail might be sat either on the left or right. It depends on which arm you use the most. But by doing this here, you're starting to really allow your untethering of your gaze with the direction that your tail is stuck. It's a very subtle practice, but this is something you can practice every day. remember, everything that I show you within these classes, you can always just take one little segment and just practice it every day. There's so much that I can show you, so much. And everything that I show you is tangible. You will start noticing the results immediately. Well done, everyone. Good. Be aware where the center of your cranium is. Be very gentle. Be very regal. The way you look. Yes, we mentioned this before. We're wonderful beings. There's no need to rush. There is no judgment here. There's no comparison. We're practicing to be honest, to allow our body to honestly express itself. And the way, the character, the ego that we are learning to be humbled, to become aware that we are in possession of a body, that we are not the body, but we possess one. We have one that's on loan. Well done. And when you recenter the cranium again, start bringing your awareness back down towards the tail. And then once again, allow the tail to loosen up. And when you recenter your cranium, bring your awareness back down towards the tail. Allow the tail to loosen up. Just incrementally. There, well done, is it? So you notice your stance will change the more you do this. So a lot of us can't stand still. Our tail is pointing one way, but then the ego wants to force the head to point another way. That's it. Well done. Okay, everyone, please, monkey see, monkey do again. Gently again, shaking the arms, shaking like this, from the shoulders. Have a little bounce on your saddle. Have a little bounce on your saddle. Really observe, visualize the muscles wrapping around the bones. Really observe it. Open your heart if you feel that your shoulders don't feel more lucid. Open your heart. Good. And then once again, one step forward, one from the hips, shake. You're wrapping the bones, wrapping the muscles around the bones. That's it. These things here I'm showing you, if you practice it often, you start realizing that, wait a minute, the reason why it's tense is because I'm actually holding on. A lot of the tension that you have within your own being is psychological, I promise you. Unless someone has come along and punched you in your body somewhere and that energy has been received from external. But for many of us, it's all been self-inflicted. We have been self-sabotaging ourselves. Well done. And then forwards. Whichever angle you feel feels right. Yeah, I'm just giving you suggestions. There's nothing that I can teach you. I'm always just reminding you of what's possible. But at the same time, guiding you on how you conduct yourself. How you conduct from where you perceive from and how you conduct within your being. Well done. Good. So please, everyone, gently breathing in, and as you breathe out, follow the contour of your body and then push onto your own hips. Yeah, I'm breathing in and then pushing onto your own hips. Let me go side view so you can see what's happening. Everyone just stays at and then pushing on the hips. There. When you push like this and you feel there's a slight angle, you might want to allow your legs to seek conclusion. You see? You're pushing, the energy is going back. Allow this energy to continue until you get a nice stillness. Holding and just allowing the breath to come and go. Keeping the back straight as you can. Well done. And as you push, you will feel stretching the lower back. Some of you might hear clicks and clacks. Don't force those clicks and clacks. They will come naturally. Good. Well done. And then now, gently coming back up again. Yes, good. And we shall do it again. One movement again. Gently breathing in. And then gently breathing out. Allowing the breath to come and go. And you just gently push, keeping your back as straight as you can. Keeping your back as straight as you can. keeping your back as straight as you can. Have awareness of where you're pushing onto. Well done. But now everyone all together, you're going to gently soften your knees. And as you soften your knees, look, it's almost like you're about to sit down. But as you do this now, you start noticing that your pelvis, your hips are very square. You're very aware of the state of your saddle. Allow the breath to continually come and go. Good. Well done. And then now to stand up, everyone, you're going to push off the ground. Look, push off the ground with your feet. That's how you stand up. Yeah, you stand up. And if you need to, look, boom, restructure. Yes? We should do it again, all in one movement now, yes? Breathing in. Still breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in. Allow the breath to go. Good. Square your hips. That might mean taking some steps back. Just square them, square them. Let the fingers point downwards towards the toes. They're pointing the same direction. Then soften your knees. So you're almost like squatting, you see? Trying to keep your back as straight as possible. Yeah. Some people could go lower, but just go with what your body is allowing you. Be honest in the movements. Remember, if you're finding it hard, smile. Well done. And then to stand up, push off the ground. Push off the ground to stand up. Well done. Well done. Once again, what I've just showed you, you can practice daily. That's going to help you to stand up properly. Many people get out of bed wrong. So they spend the rest of the day just chasing their mind, chasing their head. The body's chasing. Well done, everyone. But now, please, with the hands, you're going to bring the hands up and around here. As you bring it up, really imagine that you're opening your chest. Opening your chest and then letting go out. Allow the shoulders to remain low. But it's the heart that's opening. Open the heart. Yes, open the heart. Open the heart. Open the heart. Good. Open the heart. Open the heart. So some people might hear clicks and clacks. Once again, just go very softly. Open the heart. When your hands are down here now, imagine you're opening the hips. When the hands are down here, open the hips. When the hands are here, opening the heart. You see? I'm opening the hips and I'm opening the heart. Open the hips, open the heart. Open the hips, open the heart. And when your stance might change, go with what feels right. Everyone is moving at their own pace. Follow your own natural rhythm. Allow your body to be honestly expressing itself. Some people might be here, there's nothing wrong with that. Some people might be here, there's nothing wrong with that. Opening the heart, opening the hips, opening the heart and the hips, you see? And then when the hands are up here, you're opening the shoulders. Hips, heart, shoulders. Hips, heart, shoulders, opening. Hips, heart, shoulders, opening. Open. And really imagine yourself being a ball. A ball. Another good thing that helps as well, you imagine you're underwater. The movements you do, it's almost like you're cutting through the water. It's like you're cutting through the water so there's no bubbles and no friction. Yes, opening the hips, opening the heart, opening the shoulders. Open the hips, open the heart, open the shoulders. There. Hips, heart, shoulders. Hips, heart, shoulders. Everyone go at your own pace. Well done. Good. Every now and this encourages you to bring your arms a bit higher. Now the arms are going to go higher. Open your heart. Let the elbows now reach the top of your neck. And when they're up here, you're going to open outwards. Big circle. Open the heart. Open the hips, the heart. And when you're up here now, open the shoulders. Hips, hearts. Open the shoulders. Hips, heart. Yeah, elbows up to your neck. And then open. Hips, heart, neck. Open. Hips, heart, neck. Open. Hips, heart, neck. Open. Hips, heart, neck. Open. Well done. So this one not many people do again. Keep allowing the breath to come and go. As you're coming up like this, there's nothing wrong with if your body wants to start to swirl off like this. Allow it to happen. Remember, the image that you see on the outside is only what you want to see. What's really important is that you're allowing the movements to come from the inside. If your body needs to swirl off like this, let it be. If you're coming up here and your body wants to go backwards, let it be. Let it seek conclusion. If you come up here and your body wants to go off to that side, let it be. Remember, your roots are not tethered. We are not statues. We are not stuck in clay. We are underwater. We're in space. You're moving. Your spine wants to go a certain way. Let it go. Let it seek conclusion. But eventually, once you allow the body to really express itself, it's going to want to be still, I promise you. It will eventually lead to the archetypal meditation that we see people just sitting still, standing still. But in the beginning, in order for us to become stillness, we must allow everything to be to be. Let it be. Let go. Don't try to project an image that everything's fine. Just be honest. The truth will set you free. Yes. To elbows to neck, then open. Open the hips, open the heart. Elbows to neck, and then open. Yeah, this is what we're doing. Open. Open. So this is one hand now. Open. This is two hands now. Yeah. This is two hands, open. If you want to practice one hand, do the same thing. Yeah, one hand is this. Elbow, there, and then open. Watch how your whole spine wants to move when you're doing it one-handed. You see the whole spine wants to move. Yeah, open. 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 Open, let your body really express itself. Open. Open. If it's two-handed, it wants to do this. Good, well done. Open the hips, open the heart. Open. Open hips, open heart. Open. Well done. Well done. Good. There. Ah, see, Eze's got the right idea. See, he started to touch his own head. Yeah, he's following. I can see that he's following along. Yeah, you're following along what your body feels, isn't it? This is good. I always sense a bit of trouble when everyone's trying to move exactly the same with each other. You know, it feels a bit like a fascist regime or a communist party or something. No, everyone should move in their own beautiful ways, man. We're all beautiful sunflowers. Everyone looks different. All birds flying together, but alone. Follow with what your body wants to do. I'm just reminding you of certain movements that you could do. And also how to conduct yourself. And that is to be very honest. That there is no competition. That there is no comparison. To allow the breath to come and go. And to humble thyself, remind yourself to smile pleasantly so that your movements become much more serene, much more peaceful. Because if you're doing peaceful movements, it means internally you're feeling more peaceful. And please let me remind you, your body is an instrument. It makes sound. As you breathe in, there is a sound that's happening internally. As the breath goes, let it express. Let the sound go. You start hearing your body make sounds. All sounds. The stomach starts churning. You start hearing things in your stomach. Well done. Good. Well done, Eze. See, the movement's looking natural. Good. So everyone now, please, in your own time, come to your own natural conclusion. Let the momentum conclude, and then once again, let's all face one another. That's it. Well done. That's it. Slowly, slow down. Bring yourself back towards centeredness. Centeredness. Well done. Okay, monkey see, monkey do again. Let's add now this rotation. Remember, you're moving everything as one piece. Don't think in terms of shoulders, don't think in terms of anything. Just one piece from the center, from the center, from the center. Open your heart. Allow your heart to open. Open. That's it, brother Otakar. Allow your heart to open. 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 And then, monkey see, monkey do. Watch. As I turn here, my leg wants to follow along. It wants to follow along. Let it follow along. All the while keeping my back nice and supple, but upright. Allow the spine to ascend. Let it ascend. But let the movement move all the way down towards the ground, and all the way up to the top of the crown, and down. And in your own time, change. Whoa. Allow the spine to be upright. Soften the hips. Soften the shoulders. Allow your eyes to be gazing the horizon. Yeah, it's not that we're proud, it's not that we're arrogant. We're just, you know, we're pleasantly presently here. Open the heart. If you open the heart, have the intention to open the heart, the shoulders will gently go backwards. The diaphragm will start to engage with these movements. And in your own time, turn whatever feels right for you. Whatever feels right. There we go. Well done. Well done. Well done. Good. And then everyone, please, monkey see, monkey do. Yes. Watch. Yeah, we're going to. You hold it, and you're going to shoo, shoo, yeah. Let your hands slide down your own leg. It's very similar to what we did in the beginning when you push that own hip back. You're going into your hip, then you're pushing it down. Like a nice circular motion, you see? Circular, you're pushing down, but it's coming around. I'll do it slow, you can see. Shoo. And the sound here that's very helpful is shh. It's like the sound of water. Imagine water. Shh. And then continue the movement all the way around, and shh, circular, shh, circular, shh. And when you're ready, you can go other side, circular, shh, 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 shh. This sound that we're making is very important as well, you know. It's a sound of water. What we're doing here is we're helping to clear the kidneys, reproduction, all that stuff, all to do with the roots. Let the water trickle downwards. Let the blood trickle down. Let the dam open. Dismantle that dam. You see how you're engaging the hip here? You're opening and stretching. But do it as one piece, the whole body moving in unison to do this. Circular motions, whoosh. And then when you're on time, continue. Whoosh, whoosh. Change sides. The more you do this, eventually it becomes one motion, you know. I'll just show you what I mean. Look, one motion. But in the beginning, it could just be one side like this. After a while, it could be one motion. Yeah, you see how it's a figure 8. When you start making things, when you start connecting movements together, it becomes a figure of 8, the infinity sign. Whoosh. Also, what we're doing here is we're starting to acknowledge the perineum. Yeah, whoosh. 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 Remember, if you can, just try to keep your back straight, okay? If you can. Yeah. Try to keep your back straight. I'm not collapsing onto my diaphragm. I'm always allowing my heart to open. Heart is still open, you see? Heart still open. Heart still open. Whoosh. And I ask you to use your legs as a guideline because it helps, but after a while, you could be working on this area and look, you don't even need to hold on to the legs anymore. Whoosh. Whoosh. But you just whoosh the legs, it helps. It helps to have that guide, you're using your own body as a guide. Whoosh. But in time, as you practice more, it becomes one movement. And then now the legs are involved, but I don't need to touch them, you see? Whoosh. 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 Well done. So whoosh. 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 Remember, your roots are not stuck in the mud, let them flow. Whichever way you want to go, so it's good. You don't need to mirror me exactly, you know, just I'm reminding you what's possible, like whoosh. Shh. that sound, the image of water flowing, of a river flowing. All rivers flow to the same ocean. All rivers flow in one direction. But this direction, if you continue, it might look like one, but really it's a circle. It's a massive circle, isn't it? It returns to the ocean, and from the ocean it goes into the sky. And from the sky it trickles back down, rain or snow on the mountain top or Mount Everest. And when the snow melts, it starts trickling down, gathering up in streams and rivers. And then once again, it continues. So one movement, one direction. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, look, it's a infinity. It continues. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Well done. This movement's going to in particular be very good for Eze. He came round for therapy yesterday and his hips were very stuck. Well done. Whoosh. Good. And now everyone, please, in your own time, do you feel that you could do the opposite? So before we was going like this, now can you go up? You see, now we're going up. We're going up. I even have the image of me scooping, and then bring it back down. I'm scooping up, and then I'm putting back down, scooping. You see? Now it's the opposite. Scoop, scoop up, and then you're scooping up. Scoop. Go upwards now. Upwards. 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 Well done. Upwards. Upwards. Up, yeah. Scooping from the ground. I pull from the leg. Up. Whoosh. Well done. Scooping from the ground. Upwards. 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 Upwards, yeah. Upwards. 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 Well done. It's beautiful when you start adding nice circular motions. In the beginning, it seems linear, it seems fragmented. But the more you do these movements, the more you allow yourself to let go. The ego becomes humbled. It really allows the body to make the movements that the body is yearning to move, yearning to move. That's why I use visualizations, all these kind of things to really help us. Sometimes I imagine I'm pulling something. See, I'm pulling. You can imagine you're pulling something. Most people just pull like this. They pull with just their shoulder and their arms, but really you should pull with your whole body. You see? I'm pulling with my whole body. I'm pulling with my whole body. My whole body, yeah? So you're pulling. Pulling. Not just pulling like this. No, this is not pulling. This is something else. When you pull with the whole body. Pull. Pull with the whole body. Pull with the whole body. Pull. Well done. Pull. Good. Then please, everyone, in your own time, find your natural momentum. Transverse into this posture here. Look, so now we're going back into here again. Yeah, from here I pulled, I come back up and look, I'm back towards the center again. You see, always center. I came from here and I wanted to stop what I was doing. I allowed my body to seek conclusion. Yeah, practice that. Imagine you're doing this movement here, but you want to reach center. Whoosh. Find center. You're pulling, you're doing something, you're pulling, but then you want to find center. Find center. Find your saddle. Find your saddle. You're pulling, you're doing something, then you want to find your saddle. You'll notice it's very archetypal when they always end up like this. They end up in this posture here. And I say they, practitioners will end up in this posture here. You see, it's always center. Always center. Find your posture. Practice. You're pulling. You know, we was doing anything. We was doing this, and it was pushing. I was pushing. Then I want to find my center. Come towards the center again. Wow. You see? I was pulling, and when I want to come to the center, I come to the center again. Let the movement really seek conclusion. It becomes a flow, a flow. Find the center. There, well done. Okay, please, everyone, come back towards the center. Let's give your hips a nice little stretch again, yeah? Ready? Hands glide down. Remember the fingers are pointing towards the toes. Find your hips and then start pushing back. You're going to find it. You're going to have got much more stretch now. Well done. You find you're going to have much more stretch now. That's it. Take a few steps back if you want to square up your hips. That's it. Well done. And then in your own time, you're going to soften the knees so you can gently squat. But you're squatting with your hands right where your hips are. You're opening up the hips like this. You squat. You feel the calf muscles. You've got the hams. Everything is filling up with blood. The quads are all filling up with blood as well, you see? And then to stand up, push off the ground to stand. Stand completely up, raising the heart up, yeah? Raise the heart up as you stand. Raise the heart up. As you stand, push off the ground, but raise the heart up. Yeah, raise the heart. Push off the ground, raise the heart up. Yes. The more you practice to do this, the more you can come up evenly, you know? A lot of the stuff is all about repetition. Well done. So I'm very aware that some of us have to go. Brother Serge's he's had a very long lunch. Okay, good. How's everyone feeling? Feeling good, isn't it? You should be sweating now. Yeah, you should be sweating now. Good. So please, what I want to really help you with now is also, this is for Brother Eze, and this is going to reflect everyone else as well. We're going to do the opposite of this. You know, so far we're kind of going forwards, isn't it? Most of us can do this. We will have like really tense hams. But what's going to really help now is we're going to do the opposite. So the hands are here, you're going to start to slide the hands around and then find your sacrum, the tail. Yes? Find the sacrum, the tail. Right here, some of you might find pain here. So we're going to do, you're going to give it a little massage, but massage like this. You're going to open your heart to massage, open your heart. As you open your heart, your shoulders will naturally go back. When this goes back, let the fingers move into that area, see? Open the heart. So essentially what you're doing here now, you're giving your lower lumbar a convex rather than a concave. All of us can concave. Now we're going to do a convex. Yes? Finding your sacrum. Allow your heart to open. Allow your heart to open. And gently rub into that. Your palms are going into your glutes. But fundamentally, your fingers are going into right in the crevice, the sacrum. Open your heart. Open your heart. Open your heart. There we go. But what we're trying to avoid not to do is like this, yeah, not too much like this, Otkar. This here is anterior tilt. Look, bring it back here. What I'm doing is actually opening my heart. It's here. That's where it's here. It's not here. Oh, this is too much for now. Yeah? It's the heart. The heart. The heart. Yeah, it's very, the movement might be just might just be 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters. But the more you do it, Brother Otkar, you will no longer need to do this. The reason why you're doing this at the moment is because the heart at the moment, it still needs to open. Yeah? Just 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, just have intention for your heart to open. When the heart opens and you allow the breath to come and go, the ribs will start to expand. Yeah, Brother Otkar? The ribs will expand. Because I remember you have tension on one side here. Yeah, when these ribs expand, then you can be able to do this more. And the moment you're going far back here, because the ribs are still not fully expanded. Yeah, so people, everyone watching at home, do the same. Clasping the glutes, the buttocks, fingers are going in towards the crevice, where your tail is, where your sacrum is, just above the coccyx. But then you're going to open the heart. Open heart, and when you open heart, you're going to start feeling a stretch in the lower lumbar. You're going to give your lower lumbar a nice little convex. If you look at the human spine, a healthy human spine has 2 S's. If you've got time, go and Google, you see it has 2 S's. You don't want your spine to be straight. It actually has a nice, beautiful Fibonacci spiral, or whatever you want to call it. And this is what we're doing here. We're going to allow just to convex that area a bit. Because for many of us, when we sat down for so long, it becomes straight. If that becomes straight, your shoulders start bowing forward. If your shoulders bow forward, your neck starts to go down like this. Yeah, that's it. Just breathe. There. Just little rubs like this. It seems like not much is happening, but I promise you, the more you do this, the more movement you will feel. That's it. There. Good. Right, so with this in mind, let's return back to the exercise that we did early on. Remember? When we came up here, and we came around here, and when we went like this, please now do the same thing, but have the emphasis of really giving this a little convex down here. Yeah? So you're coming up. Yeah, really feel that lower spine stretching. Yeah. So it's almost like the shoulders are meeting the hips at the back. Opening up, the shoulders are meeting the hips at the back, you see? And for most of you now, your stance should be a bit wider. Your hips should be more looser, so you can have your stance a bit wider. Yes. Starting to look like internal martial artists now, huh? Yeah, so you're opening the heart. Remember, when you're opening your heart, really loud, the convex down here. Open the heart. Rising, and then settling back in your saddle. Rising, settling back in the saddle, yeah? Open the hips, open the heart. There. Open the hips, open the heart. Open the shoulder, then settle. Open the hips, open the heart. Open the shoulders, then settle. There. Keeping your eyes to the horizon, okay? Keeping your eyes to the horizon. Good. Have emphasis of down there, that's it, let it open. Looking much better, Otkar. Well done. Well done, Brother Sergi. Yeah, SA is getting there. Well done, man. It's very insightful, isn't it, doing these movements that I'm reminding you that it's possible, because it allows you to really see, within your own being, certain areas that you might have been holding on to subconsciously. When we start to do these movements repetitively in a very tranquil, and if we can, in a peaceful manner, it brings us into a meditative trance, a meditative state. And this is why Ly Chi Gung or qigong is often described as a moving meditation. For me, it's a much more accommodating way to introduce thyself to meditation, because for most of us, we cannot sit still. But when you practice things like this, it could be dance, it could be singing, it could be anything that you're not thinking while you're doing, that's going to lead you towards a meditated state. But if you're mindful, eventually you'll be in this kind of state, or this flow state, regardless of what you're doing. It means you're very present within your being, very acknowledging, very, you're celebrating everything that you're doing in life. This wonderful, beautiful experience that we are sharing. Well done. Good. So please, let's come towards a nice little end in your own time, everyone. Settle, find your center, find your center. That's it. Yeah, having this end with a nice shake again. Shaking from the arms, from the shoulders, swiveling around like this. Really feel the muscles wrap around the bones. Visualize that. If you need to, open your heart so your shoulders go a bit further back. There we go. Now the hips. Let the hips become square. Let the hips become the same distance as the shoulders. Yes? Well done. Find your saddle and have a little bounce. Find your saddle, have a bounce. Good. And then once again, moving towards the hips, shake. Shake the lower extremity. Choose one, whichever one you want, doesn't matter. Visualize the muscles wrapping around the bones. When you had your fill, do the other limb. From the hips. Rattle. Shake, stir the limbs so that the muscles wrap around the bones. Visualize it. There we go. And then now, please, if you watch me now, everyone, this is going to help you once again, okay? So this is like a little self-massage. You're going to bring your hands up here like we just did early on with the last thing. But what you're going to do now, you're going to grasp onto your, what we described as the trapezius muscle. If you look at the back, the trapezius muscle is like a kite-shaped. And for many of us, when we are very tense, the shape of the kite becomes morphed. But what you're going to do, you're going to grab onto the top diamond, the top of the traps. Grab and pull upwards. Grab and pull upwards. There, grab and pull upwards. Breathing, grabbing and pulling upwards. And then when you had a nice grip of it, you can hold for a bit. Just breathe. Hold on for a bit, breathe. And when you're breathing now, become aware of your lower dantian. You're going to feel tension start wanting to go downwards. You'll start feeling there's tension that wants to go downwards. Let it go down. Because we're pulling up, isn't it? We're pulling tension up. And the tension that's below, it wants to go downwards. In a sense, we're lengthening the thoracic. We're lengthening the cervical. We're lengthening the neck. And we're lengthening your upper abdomen, your chest, your thoracic. Yeah, good. You notice that if you breathe in as you pull, you get like you find tension, and as you sigh out, just sigh out as you pull as well, and it will just dissipate. But really feel that tension trickle downwards. And then when you had enough, open your eyes, everyone. Pull everything towards the front. Pull everything towards the front. And here, there's a muscle here that actually holds up the neck. Many of us as well, there's a problem with this muscle here. Pull everything up towards the front. Pull it down towards the pecs. Hold and just breathe again. Hold and just breathe. Once again, you'll feel energy want to trickle downwards. Let it trickle downwards. Let it trickle downwards. Good. And then just give your arms a shake again. So that thing that I showed you towards the end, that's what we call self-massage, isn't it? But it's mindful massage. For many of us, when we end up just kind of rotating on one spot, it's not too ideal because the image is this. It's almost like a dog trying to chase his own tail, or we're trying to scratch an itch that's unreachable. Even there is tension here and you are able to reach it, I promise you, if you're not mindful and you become too egoic, you might end up damaging this shoulder from massaging this. Or you might start having problems here but you're massaging this. You see what I mean? But because we're in a meditative state, when we're doing this now, we're becoming very aware of our whole being. We're doing this as one movement. As one movement, yeah? One movement. Always thinking about the center. Yeah, and if you want to as well, Brother Otkar, you might want to pull it back from here, the jaw towards the front. From the jaw towards the front, like that. And even from here towards the neck, upwards here. Yeah. Some people ask me, like, why do I look so, in quotes, you know, youthful? It's because I practice this, man. And also, I don't take myself too seriously. I'm very aware this body is alone. So, you know, I don't spend all this time putting on makeup and all that kind of stuff. I don't care. It just so happens that if I feel good within my being, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, isn't it? We tend to find people who are quite natural, you know, quite open, like, you know, we find them beautiful. That's what I really feel. If you just become more present within your being, you know, acknowledging how wonderful and beautiful this, you know, this whole thing is, and without this body, like, what can I do? And then before you know it, you're feeling a bit better. Oh, nice, Otka. So, right, dear viewers, thank you for staying along. So what we're going to do now, we're going to give opportunities for the brothers to ask questions or maybe share something they've learned or experienced, a poem, a story, anything they want. So, Brother Otkar from who's in Chile at the moment, please, brother, talk.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to share with you my recent story. I've been practicing qigong almost every morning. And I also started working out in the afternoon because I'm surfing right now and I need to like get more strength. So I started like doing more abs exercises and so on. And once I started doing like really hard abs exercises, my saddle changed. When I'm sitting in the saddle right now, I feel like I feel pampered. I feel like I'm sitting on a swing and I'm like, but I'm going anywhere I want. It's like qigong combined with core exercise, unbelievable progress. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Brother Otkar, man. It sounds amazing. I'm so jealous of you, man. You're doing the surfing and you're doing the horse stance on the surfboard. But amazing, amazing. Keep it up, and you know, just keep inspiring us. You know, the reason why we do these kind of things is we kind of inspire each other to continue. Yeah. So I know Brother Sergi needs to go. So Brother Sergi, please talk, bro.
Unmute. Oh, hello everyone. Yes, I'm just happy that I don't miss today practice, you know, and yeah, I'm happy about it, you know. So let's see what's that's in the work, but I feel I did right things, you know, and I feel much more better, you know, much more peaceful and much more in myself after today. So thank you everyone, and next one. See you until next time. Omni to follow.
Brother Sergio, I love you, man. He took time, you know, he was working, he took a break just to do this. That's amazing. If that's not inspiring, I don't know what is, man. Okay, Brother Eze, do you want to say anything? Do you want to share anything, bro?
I don't really have much to say, but obviously, like, you know, being someone like who does the gym quite a bit, I sort of find myself getting stuck in a certain pattern. And obviously, I saw you yesterday, and I just feel like being sort of being remembering to open up, I think is good. And obviously I do definitely want to practice a bit more, just to get my body loose and get it sort of out of certain patterns and, you know, let go of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, brother, for sharing that, man. So, brother Eze came yesterday for a session, and yeah, he was stiff, man. Brother Eze, he's a big lad. The guy's like 18, 19. How many stones are you? You're fucking heavy, bro. I was swearing, this guy is big, I'm telling you. But yeah, so brother Eze, he said something. It was like I was saying stuff. I was mentioning to him yesterday that if you guys like into gym and whatnot, one thing that I really recommend that you do is don't look at the mirror while you're exercising. Don't look at the mirror. Look inside, because I promise you, if you go in front of the mirror and you start trying to project what you want to see on the mirror, it's not going to be real. Look away from the mirror and go inwards, so that whichever movement you're doing, every incremental bit of that movement counts. And also today, as we are learning, find out where the movements are coming from. It sounds like a weird concept, isn't it? But the concept is this: if you have good foundations, you could build a good house, isn't it? A good castle. So when you're lifting, make sure you have good foundations. And then now you ask yourself, how do I have good foundations? You need to realize from where you want to build your foundation. And within the body, the best place to start is actually in the middle of the body, and that's the core. You need to make sure your movements are coming from the core. Always coming from the core. If you find that you are worried about, as you're coming down, you might be worried about a shoulder or something like that, that means your focus point is actually on the shoulder or on the hip. Does it make sense? It means that where your foundation is not steady. But if you find where your middle of your foundation is, the middle of your center is, move from that point there. So now you're no longer thinking about left or right. Remember, from the center, there's no left or right. From the center, there's no up and down. From the center, there's big and small. If you imagine it, it's like a sphere that can go big or small. That is a really powerful foundation. That foundation there is impenetrable. It's indestructible. Does it make sense what I'm saying? So thank you so much, brother Eze. Yesterday he had a really cool session, but I'm telling you, he's a big lad, man. Jeez Louise. Yeah, brother Eze, you shocked me how big you got, man.
I'm gonna get bigger.
Man's hench. Oh man. But right, to everyone here, please, we'd like to send a massive shout out to brother Sergi, who's already left. He was from London. Brother Otka, who's in Chile at the moment. Thank you so much for being here, brother Otka. Brother Eze, who's just down the road from me in Hackney. And to brother Keith, who's at the moment off camera. To brother Daniel, who joined us today. Much love to you, bro. I'll see you guys next time. Until next time, we'll do form. Awesome, bros. Have a good day, man. And then now to you, dear viewer, it's been a lot of honor, I have noticed that more and more you are watching these videos. I didn't think people would be watching these videos because most people just want to kind of like pass the responsibility to someone else. But you, dear viewer, you've decided to take responsibility of your own self. Somehow you have found this space that we have provided, and you have taken part, and you're starting to discover new things about yourself, or maybe started to remember new things. Sounds very paradoxical. But I thank you from the deepest reaches of my being that you have been good to yourself. When we say good to yourself, we mean the body. Yeah, you've been good to your body. You are starting a relationship with your vehicle. And to you, dear viewer or listener that is not able to walk now, or maybe not able to stand up, thank you for watching or listening. Because I promise you, you have the will within you. Something's going to happen. Because we all know this, even in a concrete jungle, a beautiful flower may appear. Even on the side of a cliff, a majestic, mystical orchid can grow. And even when you feel that you are broken, you can mend, you can heal. you can definitely experience something that's different than you are experiencing now. From our heart, with love, I thank thee. And please, if you'd like to support a brother out and you are willing and you can, maybe think about donating, paying it forward. I'll leave a link. But until the next time, I bid thee farewell. I am the avatar known as Tao Chi Kai. Om Ni De Fu Aum.
Ding 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 ding.